Hello guys again. Under the project, under the advanced strategies and trading concept, I wanted to have a chapter in which to introduce you to the field of astrology. Now, the astrology in trading, it sounds a little bit exotic, so to say. It may sound a little bit of let's say, impossible to put in words, and I will have only 2 recordings for this for the chapter. On the first chapter and this recording, I am trying to show you what to look for when you are trying to apply the concepts in trading. And on the second chapter, I am going to show you how the concepts on new moon and full moon influence the markets. And why? Because normally markets are a sum of people's behaviors, and there you go. It is basically the market movements represents our behavior, and if our behavior is influenced by the world we are living in, and we are influenced by this, and then definitely markets are moving into the same direction. But you will see that on the second chapter. Now, on the first chapter, I want to introduce you to the term astrology or Astrotrading. These concepts are not new concepts. They were actually being introduced to the trading world by one of the most famous traders in the world. I'm talking here about W.D. Gunn. I'm talking about George Bayer. I'm talking about George Marshall. So please feel free and go on the Google and search for those guys, what their work is. The purpose of this recording is to raise your curiosity and to be aware that such factors influence trading. This is quite a huge field, and for the purpose of this presentation, it is impossible to cover it in 2 chapters anyway. So I will try to focus on main thing. What you should look for. First of all, look to understand the concept of retrograde motion. Okay, the retrograde motion meaning the motion made by planets like Mercury or like other planets. So understand the concepts for the retrograde motion, because they are important to see on when you are looking important influence on finding possible tops and bottoms when price for a certain security or currency pair, whatever it is turning. Look for the dimensions, or look for 3 dimensions when you are trading a currency pair, for example. Look for the vertical, that should be the time element. Okay. Look for, of course, for the price element, the horizontal, and already if you are looking for both price and time, like you've seen in the first chapter when we talked about price and time and cycles, so already you will have an advantage compared with a regular normal trader. But if you will try to consider it also the diagonal, so look for vertical, horizontal, and the diagonal means the geometric measure. So there is time and price would be on the last position if I were to make let's say a prioritization between the 3, and the geometric measure actually matters the most. So the concept of the new moon and full moon, you will see what I mean on the next chapter, and try to apply these concepts and to take them into consideration on higher time frames. And I'm talking about monthly chart, like it is this euro-dollar monthly chart that you're seeing here, or on a weekly chart. And I wouldn't go lower than a weekly chart, because this phenomena actually it is more visible on the higher time frames. Now, for the purpose of showing you an example, I will show you a Brent crude oil chart in this recording. See, this is the Brent crude oil chart. This is from the book that I recommend, and you are seeing the text, the book recommendation on the text in here. The David Keller's book, Breakthroughs in Technical Analysis and New Thinking from the World's Top Minds. New thinking meaning trying to look at things in a different way, okay, in order for you to have a competitive advantage in front of the crowd. It is being printed by Bloomberg Press in New York, 2007. And look in this book for the chapter called Price and Time. And I'm sure that after you read this chapter, I'm sure that you will find yourself that you will find that a new field that is opening in front of you. What you're having in front of you here, it is the Brent oil, the Brent crude oil weekly chart, and this chart in here actually plots the three dimensions: the vertical being the time, the horizontal meaning the price, and the geometrical dimensions, geometrical meaning these lines in here that you are seeing. And it is showing us a retrograde cycle, okay, plotted on this weekly chart. And the retrograde cycle belongs of Mercury, okay, the planet Mercury. So has the dimensions, the horizontal and the diagonal dimension. We want to see and take a look how price. This is a weekly chart, okay, a weekly chart. Take a look how price turns, okay, exactly on the retrograde motions. These are the retrograde motions made by Mercury. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 situations, and actually you can plot future price actions. You can plot future price actions and future places on your chart based on this analysis. So you might call it whatever you want. You might call it I don't know, voodoo or whatever. But this astrology applied in trading, so taking the time element, but also the geometrical size of it, it is definitely influencing the price. As you can see, these moves in here are certainly not random. So the vertical, it is time, and you see the high at the Mercury retrograde cycle in here. So this is the vertical. Okay, so this is the high. And then the horizontal, it is the price, of course, in here, and diagonal, of course, it is the geometric measure. And the price high in here, as you can see, it is testing the upper side of the diagonal. And you have also retrograde motions for the Mercury, and applying, if you are aware of the gun boxes, and you're trying to apply a gun boxes based on this retrograde motion, then you have the future price movement projected in here. Anyways, this is too large a field to go into details, and it is a field that necessitates a lot of research, and you should do your own analysis. The purpose of it was just to introduce you to this concept and to make you curious and start looking for what it means. All these great traders that I mentioned before, Gunn and George Bayer and Marshall, actually were pioneers in this field. And this is, if you want, old school in trading. Nowadays people look only at indicators and oscillators and whatever. This is kind of old school, but this approach always works, and it should be taken into consideration when I try to look for cycles or to project, to forecast prices on higher time frames. So if you're not a trader that stays on the 1 hour chart and the 5 minute chart, and you're looking to really understand how price moves, and then definitely this book would be of interest for you, and especially this chapter, price and time. This is what I wanted to show you on what to look for. So look for the 3 dimensions. Look for the concept of new moon, full moon, and that you will see on the next recording. Look for the retrograde motions, and of course try to apply these concepts on higher time frames, starting to weekly and going towards the monthly chart.